Hi, good evening. I wanted to talk about wine and food pairing. Why only wine and food pairing? We can talk about beverage and food pairing. I'll give you a very small example. If we have a pulao, a sweet pulao, maybe a Kashmiri pulao, we will always prefer to have something which is a bit of spicy, a gravy which maybe a chicken or a mutton or a fish, a gravy which or maybe a paneer, which is a little bit spicy because this is sweet and that's spicy, so that will complement each other. So, in the same manner, a wine and a food, or a beverage or a food, has to complement each other, and then only it can be paired. So that's why whenever we are having a red wine, which is a bit on the heavier side, like how do we call a red wine heavy? Because it's heavy on palate. How do you understand heavy on palate? Maybe I can explain you with juices. Mango juice is thick and heavy on palate. Apple juice is light on palate. It's not so thick. It's thin. It's very light. So in that scenario, a red wine, which is a more thicker wine, is heavy on palate, and also at the same time, when we have talking about red meat, it's very complex. It's rich in taste. So red meat like beef, like lamb, like pork, these are also very heavy. So these two are, when these two are combined, these goes very well. So these are the perfect combinations, what we say as classical bookish combinations, with what we learn from different food and beverage books, or different authors of different masters of food and beverage have written those things. These are written in the golden books. Also at the same time, like examples like white meat and white wine goes very well. Like for an example, chicken or a fish is very nicely accompanied by Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc, which is, these two are white grapes which produce white wines. So these we have always learned that these goes very well together. So we pair these both all together. But there are some exceptions. Maybe for an example, fish which is known as tuna, it goes very well with red wine. How? Because tuna is also a very heavier, the tuna meat is also a very heavier meat. It's not like a normal fish meat. It's very thick or complex meat. At the same time, red wine is also very complex. So these combines or complements each other very well. But nowadays, I always keep on saying this to my juniors, or whenever I give trainings, that this is not the correct thing. If I like to have a red wine with a white meat, why not? If I like to have a red wine with a white meat, why not? So it depends totally on my palate. What I would like to have, if I want to have a Chardonnay with maybe a dish which is of lamb, or maybe a dish which is of tuna, why not? Why not? It totally depends on me. So in the end, what I would always suggest people, that whatever you prefer, whatever you like, that's what you should pair. You should always try out different things. You should always know the basic things, but at the same time, you should always listen to your tongue, your palate. What we call in the terminology, that our palate tells us, our palate signals. We have different taste buds in our palate and around the mouth. So these taste buds send signals to our brains, and then we analyze the taste, and then we find out that this is a sweet, this is a sour, this is spicy. So we should always follow our palate, and then we decide what we like to have with what. That's the best thing to have. So please listen to your palate, understand it, and then pair your food, but always know the basics first. Understand the basic, read any books, or Google is the best answer. Wikipedia is a very good answer. You Google, research, and understand this, but also listen to your palate. Thank you.